Normally it would have been quite an insignificant part of the race. It was the stage, the climb at the finish. There was a Category 1 climb right near the finish, which name escapes me.
I think it was actually the Tourmalet, but I'm not quite sure. It was a flat, it went over the Tourmalet and then it concluded
Descended down into, yeah, I don't...
Bagnolet de Bigorre, but...
Yeah, I don't take much notice of the town names in the tour because I'm interested to know the width of the road and the gradient and where the wind's coming from and how many kilometres it is from the finish line. There's far more important details for me to know. But on this stage, so we went through the feed zone, no big deal, and it was just before a small town. And then going through the feed zone, I went to more towards the front of the peloton. I had the feed bag on my back. The reason I didn't take my food out of it was because we were going through a narrow town and that crashes can happen in towns, parked cars, roundabouts, traffic islands, human beings, animals, all sorts of things. And yeah, we were just coming down out of the town, just a pretty easy, good road, easy descent. Nothing unusual, and just coming around to a left-hand corner, a sweep left, and I saw the corner kept turning after what we thought was the apex of the turn. I thought, oh, this guy in front of me is going a little bit too fast for this corner. I've just gone to touch the brakes a bit, and Euskaltel rider,
Gorka
Verdugo just dropped it right in front of me, and I was only a metre behind him. I think we were doing at least 50 kilometres an hour, and at that speed there's really not a great deal you can do. And the next thing I remember was I was sliding along the road, and I could remember seeing the curb coming into my left side here. And I stood there lying, curb was my stopping point, and I stood there lying there, and I was too scared to even get up. Because the first thing you usually, if you have done some real damage, is the first movement you make, and that's when you feel it. And I was sort of even too scared to make a movement, having just seen my possible gear in Tour de France just flash by me. That was just for a moment, but obviously the peloton's riding away and you have to get back in the bike race. So I got on my feet and got back on my bike, and my bike was a mess actually. Got my spare bike and got back on that and started riding. That was a good start. At that point in the race, I was, first just want to get back on my bike, and my second goal after I'd done that was to get back into the peloton. My third goal after that was to finish the stage. Then that started looking like a possibility, so after that it was to finish the stage with the GC group. Somehow I managed to get through that, and they wouldn't chase down Rico over the top of the Tourmalet. I think they sort of...
I don't think they could chase down Rico.
Well, they were reluctant to chase, and yeah, even if everyone did chase, maybe they wouldn't have caught Rico anyway, but anyway, that's another story.
He was flying.
He was going pretty fast, yeah. And all of his Celnia Duval teammates in that tour, which was a bit unfortunate, but anyway. And then I finished with the GC group, and I think at the Tour de France, when you cross the finish line, everyone wants to come and grab you and get an interview and a photo and ask you things and that, but I didn't even know if I had any broken bones or not. And I also, part of the fact I had a lot of skin missing and bruising starting to come through, I just wanted to get into the car and go to the hospital and get an X-ray. And to make sure I was okay, because after finishing one stage, the next thing I think about is trying to start the next. And long story short, I was okay. My bike was ruined, my helmet was ruined, my jersey was ruined. Oh, that's right, we got pulled over for speeding on the way back, flying back to the hospital. Fortunately, most policemen in France are Tour de France fans. So there's a little police station somewhere in country France that has a framed, blood-stained jersey with the number 1 glued onto the back of it, which belonged to me. And so we got out of that speeding ticket, and they gave us a police escort to the hotel, which was a disaster. The next day I did start, and big turnaround of events here. I was thinking about 12 hours earlier that my Tour de France was completely over, and I took a yellow jersey. Couldn't have happened in a more